Welcome to Cam Look, your daily dose of the Cincinnati Art Museum. Each weekday, a staff or a volunteer will be sharing an object from the permanent collection and posing questions for discussion. Please check back every day at 10 a.m. for a new work and a new conversation. I am Kathy, a docent at the Art Museum. Today we'll be looking at a painting from Joseph Henry Sharp, circa 1929, oil on canvas. Here we have a man with a dignity pausing by a small round window. There's a cast of red-orange on his back. Perhaps there's a fire behind him. The light from the small window is illuminating his face as he stands in the dark room. His right leg is perched on something, lifting his knee. Who is he? What clues do we have? Well, the house doesn't look like my house, which is made of wood and drywall. Looks like it might be an adobe style earthen walls. Maybe it's in a hot climate. Thick walls would keep the room cool. What about his attire? It would be a safe bet to guess he is an indigenous person based on his dress. His hair is long and braided. His elaborate fringed coat has delicate beading on the arms and the shoulders with a lovely red, white, and blue pattern. He holds a drum in his left hand, which glows a bit from the light transferring through the drum's skin. Why did the artist illuminate the drum, do you think? Is this person dressed to be part of a ceremony? The artist painted this so we, the viewer, are close to the subject's side, yet the subject doesn't seem to recognize that we are there. Does the downward gaze suggest the subject is thinking about something important? I would guess that we are seeing a deeply personal moment. Here's a fact that might shed some light on this image. It was painted a year after the Indian Citizenship Act of 1924, an act of the United States Congress that granted U.S. citizenship to the indigenous people of the United States. It was enacted partly in recognition of the thousands of indigenous people who served in the armed forces during the First World War. Many indigenous people worried about their tribal sovereignty and citizenship and were reluctant to trust the government and rejected the bill. Could an artist be highlighting the Taos Indian subject's concern for his traditions and people? This painting is entitled A Pueblo Window, Taos. It was painted by Joseph Henry Sharp, an Ohio-born artist who sympathized with the indigenous people's ways and struggle. In this painting, Sharp has given us a setting and a story of the Taos people. The setting of this painting is an adobe building which have been continuously inhabited for over 1,000 years by Taos people in the valley of New Mexico, long before Columbus discovered America. Why might Sharp set the setting in front of a window? Windows are often symbols of transitions, and the subject is definitely not looking in that window, which perhaps indicates his reluctance of the new imposed laws and ways. Joseph Henry Sharp has given us a small insight to the indigenous cultures, granted from a white man's point of view who loved the Taos and the Crow people. I'm sure he hopes his work helps cultivate an understanding and an empathy for the indigenous people's culture and struggles. Today you can learn more about the Taos peoples by visiting Taos Pueblo in New Mexico, the only living Native American village designated by both a UNESCO World Heritage Site and a National Historic Landmark. Or see some of Sharp's fabulous works at the Cincinnati Art Museum's Cincinnati wing. I might see you there.